Welcome, and thank you for tuning in to the Leadership Sovereignty Podcast. I'm your host, Ralph Owens, along with Terry Baylor. In today's episode, we'll cover topics such as your purpose by design, subjective promotion, controlling the narrative about you in rooms you can't be in, decoding the rules of the game, and what is true leadership. Enjoy the show.
You tap into who you are, what your purpose is, right? And that purpose over time, and I was listening to part 6 of Your Perspective, Your Choice. And Ralph, when you started talking about the young ladies who had mentored you like early on in your journey, and how as time has gone on, they're still on their leadership journey, but it was evolving. Like the one young lady is now a writer. Ralph, do you understand the level of influence that she has over the world?
Oh, yeah.
Man, Hallmark. Her books are becoming Hallmark movies. That is true leadership, and that is true discovery, right? She tapped into something inside of her as she got out of that realm of leadership into another.
It's
Right?
an
And
amazing story. Yeah.
Yeah, and so here's the thing though, right? So just to go back to the original point, in that leadership historically has been said looks like this, sounds like this, is based in this framework, right? And no one can prescribe where your journey is going to take you. You
That's
have
right.
no idea how you have been designed, right? Designed by purpose to impact the world, to impact your sphere of influence. So, again, Ralph, I want to make sure I coin this, because you have the 21st century version of, you know what I'm going to say? Don't hate the player, hate the game.
That's right.
Right. But
That's
you
right.
coined it. You said this, and I love it. I've been telling my kids this. I've been repeating it to my wife. Look, you can hate the game and get stuck, or you can win at the game and prosper.
It's your choice. It is 100% your choice. And for so long, we thought that we didn't have a choice. We thought we had to act a certain way when things were presented to us. No, it is 100% your choice. If we can step back long enough to get over the anger and sometimes the pride, to realize this game that we're in, that we're all in, and understand that, okay, this game is being played a certain way, and there are rules to every game. You may not know what the rules are, but you being held accountable to them. I got a chance to go to an event last week with an author. Her name is Carla Harris. Has been on Wall Street for over 30 years. Went through the ranks, was able to achieve some amazing things. And I was telling Terry, her ability to articulate these things that we're talking about is on a whole nother planet, right? She's been able to live through these things and articulate it in a way that it was just completely blowing my mind. But she talked exactly about what we're talking about. One specific thing she called out was, she talked about how promotion is subjective and not objective. And she talked about how, when she first got into her first role, she believed that if she just worked hard, that she was going to be promoted. And then she got a chance to be in the room with those decision makers as they were going down the list of people who to promote and how they use specific words, right? And how it didn't matter necessarily if the person was a stellar performer. It was more about how they felt about the person that determined if the person was going to be promoted. Right? I mean, it's completely subjective based on the person who is interpreting that person. It does. You would think that if it was based on your performance, then it would be completely objective, and it's based on you meeting this. It's 100% not that. So if that's the game that you're in, and that's the game that you have to play, how do you win that game? And she has a beautiful prescription for how you win in that game, right? And I won't try to ruin it for if you're interested. I believe her book is called Strategies to Win, something to that degree. But it's her latest book. She does a fantastic job of talking through a lot of the different topics that we talk through. Right. I will share one thing with you. She talked about man, this is so powerful. She says, you need to be thinking about what you want other people to say about you in rooms that you're not in. And who sits back and thinks about that? Right. But when someone is in the room speaking about you, what do you want them to say? And the first term she used is you want them to say that you're commercial. And I'm like, okay, that's interesting. What does she mean by that? And when she says commercial, she means you need to understand the language and the vernacular of the discipline that you're in so well that when people talk about you, they can say, "Oh yeah, he understands that. He's really good with that." Right? I mean, so many like, but to go back to Terry's point, you can be mad all you want, but you're in this game. Now, if you want to win at the game, you got to take a step back from your pride and your anger, and you got to figure out what are the actual rules, so that I know how to play the game and win. Because whether you like it or not, you're being held accountable to rules that you've never been told about.
But here's the thing, Ralph. That's exactly when the sponsors and the mentors come in, right? Because then these are the individuals that can start to decode some of that for you. Right.
Absolutely.
And as well, some of the, information that we're given, just like the book that you referenced, that, and here's the other thing too, right? I'm going to say this and make sure I say it the right way. The books that we reference for you guys, there are two aspects of the book. One aspect of the book is just the pure information of it, right? I'm going to take the book and I'm going to practice the techniques of the book. Let me say this. Most of these books that we're referring to you, folks that look like you and me didn't write these books. So now you got to start looking at the books like, I'm going to do the Bill Belichick. You mean I can look at your plays? You mean I get the playbook? So you got to look at this. There's a dual dichotomy here. One is, this is good information. The other aspect of it is, man, this is a cheat sheet.
That's exactly how it feels. Yeah.
I'm not. I'm gonna tell you. There's this one book that Ralph had. When I used to work on Ralph's team, and he was like, "Hey, I want you to read this book." He said, "Terry, I already know some of these things in this book. You go." I already know what you're gonna say. I was like, Ralph, I love the techniques, but I got a problem with why they're doing it. The reason. It was, I'm like, you mean you gonna get close to me so you can get productivity? This is not because you just really love me. I was like, cheat sheet. But the beauty in it is, right? I took the information. I used the information because it made me a better leader. It did allow me a higher level of trust from those who were following me. Here was the difference, though. Here was the difference. Let me read this. Some of the notes I took today on what a true leader does. A true leader leads with purpose, passion. They are principle driven. They're concerned with the interest of the people. And they have vision. They operate with vision. I believe the most successful leaders are those who, and Ralph, we've said this term so many times, a real leader where you can identify and know not the person in charge. That's totally different. You got a person in charge, and then you have, I'm gonna use Dr. Miles Monroe's term. He calls it true leadership, not just leadership. True leadership is the person who's serving.
Thank you for listening to the Leadership Sovereignty Podcast. We hope that you not only enjoyed the content, but gained something to help you on your personal leadership journey. Feel free to reach out to us on X and Instagram under the handles Leadership Sovereignty. Until next time, stay safe, peace, and blessings.